Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's up, guys? Hey, dreamers. How are you? Welcome back to PuddingChats, episode 3. This is a live podcast where I answer and talk about questions that you send in. This is a podcast where you can kind of just put it in the background. There's nothing really crazy visually going on, so feel free to do some homework and or study or any other kind of menial, monotonous task that you need to accomplish while listening to this. If you want to contribute your own questions to the show, check out the description box below. Or if you're just watching this, check out my website, puddingforever.com. That's PUDDING, the number 4, EVER.com. So before we get started, just doing a quick audio check and go over some ground rules since there is a live chat here. Please be respectful in the live chat, no trolling, or you will get timed out and or appropriately banned. So you have been forewarned. Thank you, all of you guys, for being here right now. So far there's 70 of you guys. So welcome. Hope you guys are having a good night. I know the debate is going on right now, the third and final debate between Trump and Hillary. So I'll try not to make this too long because I know some of you guys might want to tune into that as well. So we'll go ahead and take care of today's topic, which is all about trying to decide whether to trust your heart versus your head. So once I get some confirmation, audio is good, audio is great, freaking awesome. Yeah, if you're having some video issues, might want to turn the quality down and or just refresh. Should be able to work fine. But yeah, let's get into this. So today's question comes from Tumblr. That's not the right image. Where is the right image? This one. Hey. Okay, so here it goes on screen. It's from Anonymous, who asks, or who says, my ex-girlfriend is 3 years younger. I'm 23, so his girlfriend's 20 years old. In recent months, we split. She's been abroad since July on a Europe trip. Things got really difficult, and I called it off at my limit. Over the 2 years, we've both had our moments on and off, but I've grown since, and I'm actually happy alone. She hasn't changed. She's back in a month. I love her. She loves me, but it wasn't working. We can be real happy, but not compatible all the time. I feel that she wants me back. I'm torn, heart or head. Any advice? So this is pretty interesting, and I picked this question out because I myself have some experience with long-distance relationships. Long-distance relationships are very difficult, not impossible, but in my experience, and in the experiences of those around me that have, gone through that, I would probably say like maybe more than 75% of the time it just doesn't work out. Now, granted, my view is kind of biased for the fact that I was in the military, and when you have relationships with somebody in the military who frequently deploys or travels a lot, and you can't always be around with them, like that's a special case all in its own. But regardless, I do have some experience with that, and long story short, all of my long distance relationships just didn't work, and specifically because there's a lot of variables that kind of go into that. The first one that I had was with my ex, who's my best friend, who we talked about in episode 0. And, we split because of, just indifferences. So, I was going this direction, she was going in that direction. So we were just kind of like, all right, you know what, let's just kind of take it down a notch and just go our separate ways. And, obviously just stay friends and keep in contact. Other relationships were not so happy and friendly about that. The distance definitely caused a lot of issues when, that other person is out and about doing things that, like, obviously you can't be there to, like, help them or aid them if they need help. And you just, whenever you're that person that, like, feels like they can't do anything to help your significant other, it really sucks. It really, really does suck. So Yeah, man, long distance is interesting. So let's go ahead and break this down. So you said that you guys were together for 2 years, probably a little bit more than that. Um, I wish you would have told me how long you guys were apart from each other. You said that she was taking a short trip in Europe, but was that like a 2 year trip in Europe that you guys were together for a little bit and then you kind of separated for the majority of the time, or was it you guys were together for a little while in person and then you kind of got separated? Because that's another thing you have to think about in a relationship. Um, most of my long distance relationships kind of started, like we were together physically for, like maybe a couple months, and then, I deployed or I had to go to a different country or something like that. And, so we didn't really have much time together physically to kind of connect with each other and build that trust and build that, like, that tangible physical connection, whereas, somebody in a situation to where they were together, physically for, a good year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever, a good couple months even, uh, and then had to, eventually go, not necessarily separate ways, but, one of them had to go on a business trip somewhere or had to, travel for work or, whatever their situation may have been. That's a different kind of situation to be in, because I think it's better, being physically together for a while. Again, because you have that time together, you have that time to really feel each other out, build that trust, go through experiences together before you separate and have that thing. But yeah, long distance is a monster all in its own. Um, so you said that you guys were on and off, but you've grown since, after you guys split, and that you're actually happy alone. I can definitely relate to that. Um, I definitely find solace in my own being. I don't need to have somebody around me all the time in order to feel validated, in order to feel like, awake and energized. Um, but she's coming back in a month. You love her, she loves me, but it wasn't working. We can be real, happy, but not compatible all the time. So it's good that you realize that you're not as compatible as you'd like to be. Because many people won't be able to see that. They just they focus too much on the positives and the things that they want to believe in, the things that they want to kind of to feel and absorb all the positives that they can about the relationship, and completely just ignore the negatives. But it's good that you kind of realize that there are just certain things that we just don't, we're not compatible with. And it sounds like that half of you realizes that that half of you just doesn't want to be in a relationship with her because of these incompatibilities. Is that even a word? uh, with each other. So that's a start. In a way, I feel like you kind of answered your own question with this, as far as, like, again, you've already said that you're happier alone. Even though you love her, you're not compatible. So that you're already kind of leaning towards not getting together. But obviously, when she does come back, and you guys do inevitably meet up and hang out, because why wouldn't you? Just because you broke up or whatever, it doesn't mean you can't hang out and say hello and try to catch up over lunch or something like that. Again, because she's been gone for so long, I'm sure she has tons of stories that she could tell you about. And likewise, stories of things that you've done that you could tell her about, and you guys can share with each other. And being in that situation can be very difficult, because once you lock eyes with somebody and you feel that spark again, it's hard to kind of tear away from that and come to your senses and realize, man, even though I feel like so good about you, there's things that just I don't like about you as well, that outweigh the positives. And that's one of the things that you're gonna have to sit down and do is weigh the difference between if there are more positives than negatives as far as being in a relationship with this person. Yeah. In one of my past relationships, I'm the kind of person to where, if even if I can kind of tell And I don't know if this is a bad thing to or a bad quality to have, but like, even if I can tell that like the relationship is probably not going to last, I'm still going to do as much as I can to kind of work with what I have. You know, especially if I really like the person, I'm going to try my best and see if I can make it work, you know? Again, even if you kind of already like see certain things that you just quite don't like, or you see kind of potentially being a problem in the future, I'm the kind of person who will enjoy the time that I do get to spend with you, the time that I do get to be in a relationship with you. Because, you know, again, you never know truly what's going to happen in the future, but, you know, sometimes you can get those kind of that intuitive feeling of, man, you know, maybe this is a good decision, maybe this is not a good decision. But yeah, I'm definitely the kind of person that will do my best to try to enjoy the time that we get to spend together, regardless of how long I feel that the relationship is going to last. What is that saying? Better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all, something like that. Um, but yeah, so advice on whether to trust. Well, you know, when she does come back and you guys do inevitably come into contact with each other, whether to trust your heart or your head. I would say in this situation, again, you kind of already, since I feel that you've already kind of answered that question for yourself and you're already leaning in one direction, I would definitely trust your head in this situation. But then again, man, it depends because of the variables of how long that she was gone, how long that were you guys together beforehand, before she left, how the relationship, you know, how long is she going to be there after she gets back? Again, you said she was just there for, what was it for a specific reason? Just a Europe trip? Was it a study abroad or something like that? But again, you never know, because depending on how long she's going to stay, if she's going to be back, where you live permanently, then I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? You know, the things that cause you to break up because of the long distance might not be there anymore, because, you know, again, you're not long distance anymore. You don't have to worry about that. So, man, but overall, I would definitely trust your head on this one. You know, be more logical about the situation. You know, again, weigh out the pros and cons, and really don't get blindsided by the emotions. And because it's gonna be so stupidly easy to fall back in love. It's gonna be stupidly easy to do that. But try as best as you can to you know, again, take a step back, look at the situation, realize how you feel on your own versus how you feel with this person while they're actually with you now, and then just kind of go from there, really. But I do wish you the best of luck with that. You know, again, depending on when she's coming back. Again, you did express that you still feel love for this person. You still have feelings for her, and that's great. You know, it's okay to have feelings for somebody and not be with them. You know, like, how would I say that? Because, like, you know, I see a lot of people that, you know, they complain about being in the friend zone, that, oh, you know, I love this person so much, but, and like, I feel like I need to be with them and I have to do whatever I can to be with this person. And it's like, I don't believe that that's necessarily true. I believe that, like, just because you like somebody, just because you feel like a super big connection with somebody, doesn't mean that, like, you have to be with that person. Because, again, you may be super attracted to this person. You may be super engaged with this person, but they may not feel that same way about you. So it's like, there's a disconnect there. You can't do anything about that. And a lot of people, like, kind of let that get to them and kind of ruin their entire lives because they're chasing after this one person over and over and over again. And it will never lead anywhere because they don't realize that it's okay to have feelings for somebody. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. You're gonna have multiple feelings for multiple people, you know, because everybody has different personalities. Everybody has a different kind of thing that they can, I want to say offer you, but, like, I don't really mean like something that they can offer you, but something that, like, you can connect with somebody on. Like, everybody has something that you can find interest in. So there's going to be that, varying levels of like connections and love and feelings towards somebody that, towards lots of people that you're going to encounter in your life. So, trying to be stuck on one person is a very, it's just a bad cycle. It's a bad situation to be in. I'm a huge advocate of always consistently taking a step back from things. Whenever you feel like too involved in a situation, you come to that realization that, oh, hold on, let me just assess everything for a quick second, just to make sure that like I have my head on straight and I'm going about things the way that I want to go about, or in a way that I want to go about the situation. Always take a step back. Take 3 steps back if you have to really kind of look at the overall situation, your overall life, your goals, your everything, and just assess things like that, but as opposed to just kind of having like an acute view of things and just kind of like just being super involved in one thing or another, and not being able to kind of foresee issues that you may go through, or be preventative of future issues that you may go through because of being so acute in view, if that makes sense. But yeah, so best of luck to you. I hope that helps, or at least gives you some perspective. Like, that's the whole purpose of these podcasts, is to give you my opinion and my perspective on things, and to hopefully give you a different, somebody else's opinion on what you're going through, just a different set of eyes, a different pair of ears on your situations that you may be having issues with. So this is the part of the podcast where I'm going to go ahead and take a couple questions from the chat. All you lovely live chatters here right now. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. John Zaylor says, "Hi, Pudding." Hey, what's up, John? Again, please don't spam in chat. I appreciate that. Really glad that you're here today. It really hit you hard. Well, I'm glad I can help. Again, I really appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that my view on things can kind of at least give you something to think about. Am I really in Team Rocket? Yeah, I'm wearing my Team Rocket shirt. It's great. I love this t-shirt. Anything that you guys are going through? What do you think I should do if I don't think the relationship is going to go anywhere but don't want to hurt anyone? What you should do is get over the idea of not hurting anyone. You're going to hurt somebody. It's inevitable. It's always going to happen in some way, shape, or form. You're always going to hurt someone. You can't avoid it. In the end, you have to look out for yourself. You have to make sure that you're doing situations and you're in situations that are, how do I even say that? That makes sense for you in your life. If you see something's not working, fix it. Make the change. Don't hesitate. Obviously, again, take a step back, think things through, weigh the pros and cons of things, and then make a choice, make a change, make a decision. But don't stay in a crappy situation just because you don't want to hurt somebody. Like, it's better to hurt somebody and have them kind of recover and learn from the situation so that they can become a better person. I think that's a better solution than, again, you continuing to live a crappy life because you don't want to hurt a certain person based on whatever decision. I think you should definitely fix things. If you see a problem, fix it. Mm, let's see. Do you think that long distance relationship thing applies to friends as well? Like, should I just cut it off now before we have to have a whole emotional goodbye? No, absolutely not. When it comes to friends, that's a whole different situation, I think. Um, because I like to make friends with people before I even try to like be in a relationship. Like, I don't go out to bars and clubs like, trying to flirt with girls and shit like that. Like, I just don't like, I would rather make a friend and then kind of escalate things from there if I'm interested or if that person's interested, if we're both interested in each other, obviously. Um, but at the very least, I would rather have another person that I can connect with on a very basic level and start off as friends than not. Okay, so when it comes to friends, don't break friendships just because you're leaving. I mean, we're in 2016. About to be 2017. We're in the age of the internet and of social media and technology. There's so many ways to kind of keep up with your friends and again connect with them. You can Skype, you can Google Hangout, you can do whatever. There's certain programs out there where you can like watch movies together and like hang out and just there's so many ways to connect with people across the way that like there's no reason that you should just break off a friendship. Like no way, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Keep friends. Friends are good. Well, keep good friends. I should rephrase that. Keep good friends. And that's like that's like a whole other topic is types of friends and types of people to keep around you in your life, and maybe we can do that in a different podcast. But yeah, because I have a lot of experience with that. Let's see. I was infatuated with this person for 2 years. Just recently, I've started to lose feelings for him, but he is just now getting to the same level I was before. What do I do? Um, hmm. That's interesting. That's that's life right there. Like that's so typical of life right there to toss you that kind of bone to where again, as you're losing feelings, they're becoming more infatuated. Like, what? How? Again, I would go with your logic and your mind on that one. Feel things through. Maybe uh, try to think about why you're losing interest in this person. What is it about them that you're losing interest in? Is it their personality? Is it their mannerisms, the way they do things? Is it their the way that they go about life and situations and how they handle day-to-day tasks? Like, what is it about this person that you're losing interest in? And then see if maybe there's something that you guys could talk about and see if you could fix to kind of rekindle that flame. Again, the fact that this person is now becoming infatuated with you would probably make them more likely to kind of listen into what you are looking out or what you are looking for in them or what you saw in them originally. And I don't know, maybe they're more likely to kind of take that in and assess it and maybe perhaps make some changes that aren't that big of a deal. And again, that's a whole other topic as far as like being in a relationship and changing yourself in a relationship. Like, how much should you change yourself? What things should you compromise on? What things shouldn't you compromise on? That's a whole another video. Let's see. I'll take one more question. Let's see. You had a child in February, and it caused a lot of strain in the relationship, causing your ex-partner to cheat. Should you take them back or stay away? Stay away. Are you kidding? Don't ever take back somebody who's cheated. Ever. Don't. That's my opinion. Don't. Okay? You cheat once, you're going to cheat again. If having a child was what caused them to cheat, then you're going to have so many more issues later on down the road. And again, if you're not into an open relationship and having an open relationship, then you're going to have some real big problems in the future. Do not take this person back. And I can understand the the mentality of wanting to take the person back because they're the father, or or you just said partner, so I don't know if it's a father or mother that cheated. But you have this person. Where was I trying to go with that? Yeah. You have this person that abused your trust. That is also the parent of your child, and it's like you can't. Or no. What I was trying to say was that I can understand the mentality of wanting to take them back because they're the parent of your child, and you want to keep that family kind of thing together, and you want your child to grow up with a family. But I think that again, that's going to cause so many issues, and children aren't stupid. Okay, you were a child once. You know what the stuff that you experienced and went through when you were a kid. Um, as again, speaking for myself, I seen a lot of shit. I seen my parents argue all the time. I knew they were mad at each other and angry at each other. I didn't quite understand why. Again, depending on my age at the time, because my parents divorced when I was pretty young. I think maybe when I was 8 or 10, they divorced. Like I remember that day that like my dad was like, "Hey, I'm leaving, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, blah blah." Like that was a rough day. But yeah, like kids aren't stupid. They see that stuff. So again, if you're having these kinds of issues now with the baby just being born, or again, if you're still pregnant, uh, I can't even imagine the types of issues you're going to deal with later on down the road that you're going to put your child through. That would be worse if you just, or yeah, that would be worse. You would be worse off if you were together with that person, if you stayed together with that person, than if you were to just, again, be separated. Hash out that whole deal, whether you have the child, go back and forth every other weekend or whatever, again, however you hash that out is how you hash that out. But, don't get back with this person. It's not a good deal. I promise. Unique ASMR says cheating is not an accident. Falling off a bike is. You don't just trip and fall into a vagina. That is correct. I totally agree with that. You don't just cheat by accident. Like, you purposely make the decision to go out and do that. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Hey, this is him. Oh, yeah, sure. It's, hold on, let me, sorry, that was a package that I'm getting. I guess the guy couldn't find his way. But yeah, so that's going to be that for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and talking amongst yourselves, providing some input as well into this situation, into the topic, and into some other things that were going on in the chat. I noticed some of you guys were talking about other issues that you're going through. I hope all of you guys can resolve whatever you're going through, or at least be able to kind of find a way to make steps towards alleviating your situation. So, yeah, again, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I won't be able to do podcast tomorrow because I will be traveling to New York for a meet and greet this weekend. So again, if you do live in and or around the New York area, I would love to meet you. Please follow me on my social media, or at least check it to get more information on where exactly we're meeting and what time on Friday and Saturday. So other than that, I'm just going to advertise my Patreon again. I did revamp it with some awesome options, some cool custom stuff that I can do for you guys. I just put up a new Patreon-only video for the month. So if you are a patron, check that out. It's up there now for you guys. And if not, if you want to check that out, maybe consider pledging for a month and trying it out, and you can get access to that very special video. Again, check my social media for a teaser thing for what video it is. So if you're interested in, definitely go check that out. Again, links to everything are down in the description box below. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your weekend. I will be back next week with another Pudding Chats and a live session as well, which will all appropriately be added to my online schedule, again located down in the description. So if you're having trouble making it to these live sessions, or you want to make future sessions, the schedule is down in the description, and you can go ahead and check that out. So thanks for the wishes for safe travels, guys. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I love you guys. I hope you take care, and as always, keep dreaming. Bye, guys.